Ladies and gentlemen, the play's the thing with your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, Colby Herbst, world famed actor. Now here's Judy, Judy, Judy.
Thank you, Lee. That was a lovely introduction. I love the way you say, Judy, Judy, Judy. It's even better than Cary Grant said it. I have Colby here, a wonderful young man who just came off a hit show. What was the name of your show, Colby?
It was called Extracurricular.
Yes, and who wrote that play?
The writer was Frank Tangrini, and I got to meet him after the last show. He's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you fit into this play?
Well, I just auditioned for one show, and then we had the show going for a while, but they dropped it, and then they were thinking of another show, but with 4 different acts, and then so they found this show, and they thought I was like a perfect part for it.
You were. I have seen the show, and you played it so well. You played the young man who was a bit embarrassed about what he was doing. I love the expressions on your face. So tell us a little bit about the play.
Well, the show's about a college student named Kip. That's who I played, and he needs a little extra money. So his friend Kevin is a male escort, and he can't make this one job, and so he sends Kip to go do it. Except Kip is very nervous and shy, especially with a situation like this, so it made him even worse.
So, in other words, he sent you on a job to be an escort to this beautiful young woman
Yes.
who's quite older than you.
Yes.
And you're trying to pull it off that you've done this before, whereas actually this was your first time. And that's what makes it so funny. And that's what gave you the opportunity to act, because you did it beautifully. You looked really nervous.
That's one joke that my friends and I said. They said I was perfect for the part, because if I had to do something like that, that's exactly how I'd act.
Yeah.
I wasn't acting too much.
Right. And how did it feel acting with Deborah Marshall? She's a fine actress.
Yeah, she was very good.
Yes, she was very provocative.
Yeah.
in it. So it went along fine. So did you find it a good experience?
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. This was the first time I was a prostitute, so
Yeah,
I have experience with
a
that.
would-be prostitute. A would-be. Yes. So how long did it take you to memorize the lines?
Not too long. The show wasn't necessarily that long to begin with, so the lines weren't that difficult.
Yes, but first when you were rehearsing, you were reading the lines.
Yeah, I'd say it probably took like 2 weeks. The rehearsals were a little bit like sketchy at first because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure of the lines, but eventually we both got them, and it went really smoothly.
Yes, it did. So you have a good experience learning lines, which is good.
Yeah, I usually learn a lot of lines fast.
Oh, that's good.
If I don't have the best memory, but if it's something that I like, say as like song lyrics or like quotes from movies, then I'll remember them like that. I don't really forget those. I won't remember work from school, but I remember lyrics, quotes, lines just fine.
So that is, you remember by association
Yes.
what you do. That's great. Well, where are you from, Colby?
I'm from Hampton Bays.
You were born and raised?
Yes. I moved to Missouri when I was 12, but I moved back when I was 14. So I'm still a local here.
And why were you in Missouri?
Well, my parents got divorced when I was 10, and then my mom married someone else, and his job required us to move to Missouri. And then after 2 years, he quit, and then we moved back here.
So your parents, your present parents, they live here in Hampton Bays.
Yes.
I see, and you went to school there.
No, I went to elementary school there, and then I went to middle school in Missouri, and then when I came back, me and my brother went to the high school in West Hampton. We didn't go to Hampton Bays.
Oh, you have an older brother?
Yes.
And what does he do?
He works for my grandpa at this moment.
You started telling me something about your grandfather.
Oh, right. He owns a fuel company, Quag Sinclair Fuel.
And
My brother just works. He does pretty much anything, just like random jobs, painting. He helps out with the techs on their work, like fixing heaters and stuff like that.
and what about you?
Well, I have two jobs. I work at the library in Hampton Bays, and over the summer I mostly do propane for my grandpa. And then during the winter, every now and then, I'll just go on a route with one of the truck drivers, and I'll just help them like shovel snow or carry like the hoses to the houses. That's about it.
And what is it you would like to do the rest of your life?
I'd really like acting.
Acting.
Yeah, they always say you got to do what you love. I love acting.
Do you take any lessons from someplace?
No, but I'm planning on it soon. I didn't because I had the show, and there is one person who said that she'd teach me, but it's like an hour away, and I don't really feel like driving an hour away right now.
Uh-huh. So have you been in other productions before this one?
Yes. Every summer I go to Quag, and I'm in a production there at the Quag Junior Theater Troupe. I went to half my high school year. I'd go to BOCES for acting. I directed shows there. I wrote shows and starred in them. And then I a few school shows, but mostly I've been in shows like that are not associated with school.
Well, I've been to the Quag Theater. They have a very nice group there. I've seen several
Yes.
shows. And I also have seen a lot of school plays. They are also very good.
Yeah.
And so how did you learn about this actor studio here?
Well, I just got out of high school, and I was looking around for shows. My mom helped me, and she saw this one for here, and so I went here. Well, at first I read what it was. It sounded really funny.
So your mom saw this in a newspaper or online or?
Yeah, she saw it online somewhere. I can't remember where. I think it was patch.com or something.
So I would like to show everybody a scene from what you did from the play.
Hey, guess what the worst part about operating a merry-go-round is?
I have no idea.
6 straight hours of Calliope music.
That never would have occurred to me.
So Julia, can I ask you something?
Certainly.
Well, have you ever done this before?
Kip, that's none of your damn business.
Well, I know, but you seem to
Kip,
learn
I said that that's none of your damn business.
I know. Well, you asked me the same,
I'm not paying you to psychoanalyze me. I'm paying you to...
Oh, wow. Wow.
Kip, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I don't know what came over me.
No, it's not that. It's just, I don't think it really hit me before. Not until then. I'm a hooker.
No.
I am. I'm a hooker.
Kip, I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to go through with this.
No, I do. I do want to go through with it. But when Kevin asked me to fill in for him, I just thought of it as a great way to make some extra cash. I mean, textbooks are expensive, you know? I didn't think of it as being a hooker. It feels a little weird now. You know.
I do know. Exactly. You're right. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this.
Well, why do you even need to? I mean, you're pretty hot, you know.
Oh, please.
You are. You totally, totally are. So, I don't get it.
What's not to get? You're a 21-year-old male. You must know what it's like to want something uncomplicated, something clean and raw and absolutely uncomplicated.
Well, sure I do, but...
Maybe I deserve an adventure, all right? A little brush with youth, someone who won't roll over, grunt, and start snoring. Maybe I need to be in control for a change. And maybe, just maybe, I want something where there's absolutely no danger of being rejected, no chance of getting hurt. Just one goddamn time.
I can't do this.
Oh, God, I can't even get a college student aroused.
No, it's not that. Don't think that.
What do you expect me to think?
Well, I mean it. Like, if I was... Well, if you were like some hot friend of my older sister's, I would be on you so fast you wouldn't know it hit you. Trust me on this. Been there, done that.
All right, so what does your mom do is she a stay-at-home mom or she's doing something?
No, she's kind of both. She stays at home a lot. She's also the president of our local historical society, and she helps with that with my grandpa's business. So she does a lot.
Oh, I love the historical society.
Yeah.
I love history.
Yeah, so do I. I always want to do something with history, but I kind of like acting better.
Well, you can combine it too.
Yeah.
And your dad?
Yeah, my stepdad just works for my grandpa.
Oh.
So basically
Nice.
everything works for the business.
And have you done anything else, like besides just straight acting? Do you sing?
No, I'm actually really bad at singing.
You
I've
are?
done musicals before, but I can't carry a tune at all.
So how could you do a musical if you...
I usually do non-singing parts in the musical or extras. My one director at the Quag Theater, he knows that I don't sing, so every year he gets me a good part that doesn't sing.
Oh. That is funny. And have you done any writing?
Well, I haven't. I like to write. I don't do shows. I just do stories. But when I was at Bosie's Technical Theater, I wrote a lot of. We had a variety show, so I wrote a lot of the scenes for there.
Oh, so do you need a special skill for a scene? Is it a special, different way of putting it together than just writing a whole story?
You know, it's kind of easier because it doesn't have to be like an hour or an hour and a half. It just has to be 5 minutes less, so it's not as hard. Just it has to be directly to the point, fast enough to catch the audience's attention, and not get them bored.
So I'm wondering if like an author would get like a writer's block or something, get
Yeah.
stuck. So he would come to you, this is what I had written so far, and I want a strong scene here. Could he come to you and you read whatever he wrote and you could just fit in a scene?
Actually, yeah, I'm really good at thinking of like short scenes because I get bored with writing too long. So I mostly help with, I write down a lot of like small scenes and I'll think of ideas around that. So me and my friend do that all the time. I usually help him. He'll write a story and I'll be like, oh, this would be really cool if this happened. And then I help him
That's
out.
very interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So it is good for a writer to contact you. Hey, I need a really good scene, like here and here. And then you could do that. That could be a lucrative business for you.
Oh, possibly. I don't know if my
Yes.
ideas will work for every story, but I usually just help out my friend. And that's what we always do.
Well, you know what? I write plays
Oh,
and
really?
stories, yes. And when I get stuck, I'm just going to say, hey, Colby, I want a good scene here. I will try you out if it'll work.
Well, I'll try to help as best I can.
Yeah, that's really cool. Right. And when you went to school when you were younger, did you also veer towards acting?
No, I was actually. It's a funny story. I was gonna be a chef, since fourth grade. That's all I wanted to be was a chef. I took cooking classes. I won contests. I was really good at cooking, and then I went to Missouri, and then in middle school there, you had to take a drama class, and I hated acting. I hated
Isn't
it
that-
so much, and so
Isn't that interesting?
yeah, they put me in the class, and we started to do like maybe like monologues as an exercise, or like improv scenes, and I really liked them. And then my teacher's like, Colby, there's a show coming up. I'd really like you to do it. I didn't really want to do the show that much, but there was this girl that I really liked in there. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I auditioned for it. And it was called Into the Woods. It's a musical about, have you seen it before?
That's a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's about like, mostly like the Grimm's brother fairy tales. Like the Big Bad Wolf is in there, Jack and the Beanstalk, things like that. And I auditioned for the part of the wolf. And
The wolf.
so did my friend. We went to the audition at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I went to my friend after the rehearsal, and I'm like, Nathan, do you know where the callback list is? And he's like, yeah, I'll look for it for both of us. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then I talked to him the next day, and he said that I didn't get the part. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But it turns out I did get the,
And he took it from
Yeah.
you. That was nasty.
yeah.
So you ended up with nothing?
Well, that actually helped me out a lot, because then I was angry they took the part, and then I was really excited that I actually had the part. So when the next show came around, I really wanted to do it. I got the part.
What was the next show?
It was called Old and New Testament. It was about Auschwitz during the Holocaust. It was
Old
a kind
and New Testament was about Holocaust?
yeah, it's a kind of I don't know why we did it in middle school. It's a kind of a dark show to do, but we did it really well. I was surprised.
And what was your part?
I played this person called Eric. It wasn't necessarily a huge play. It was mostly like a tableau kind of show, and the actors would sit on stools. Meanwhile, there'd be people dressed in all black that would act out some of the motions, and my character Eric was a Sonderkommando at the concentration camp, who was forced to be there, and he didn't necessarily like anything that was going on, but it's either he went there or he died. And we actually got a lot of praise for it. I was surprised. We went to like a few different churches. We had like 2 weeks of the school show because they really liked it.
So you did it 12 times.
Yes.
That's a very big change from the part you played recently. And also the cooking. I mean, that amazes me. How do you still cook?
No.
Well, you must have learned something, and you're not. Do you know how to make pancakes?
Well,
To
yeah.
Flip it over.
I know how to do that, but I don't. I probably can't cook as well as I used to.
How about
I
did
don't
you ever
really
do crepes?
Ooh, no, but I love crepes. I went to France for a month. That's like the only thing I had there was crepes. That's the only thing I knew how to say was like crepes. I'd be like,
Crepes.
I didn't know what to like order there, so I'd be like, I'd just say Coca, and then give me like a big thing of Coke, and
Yeah.
then I'd just ask for a Nutella crepe. It was one of the best things I've ever tasted.
And what was it filled with?
Like Nutella. Have you had that?
Nutella?
Nutella?
What's Nutella? Cheese?
No, it's like it's kind of like a chocolate hazelnut spread.
Oh my
It
God.
tastes so good.
You kept my mouth watering. But I'm sure you still remember how to make it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just you flip it over like that. It's in the pan and you pick it up and you flip it over. Did you ever do that?
I did it a few times. I can't say that I mastered it every time. There was a few mess ups, but
Oh, you must do that for me once. I like to see how you do it, as long as you don't flip it on my head. And do you know how to make that filling?
the filling? No,
The
I,
one you just described.
I just buy it.
Chocolate?
yeah, it's called Nutella.
Yeah, but what's in it? You said chocolate and
Yeah, it tastes like chocolate. It's hazelnut. It's like a hazelnut spread. You can buy the jars at the store. It says Nutella on it. They're really good.
oh, I love hazelnuts.
They're so good.
That's one of my favorite nuts. I like all sorts of nuts, but hazelnut is. Did you ever make hazelnut torte?
No, but I have
Oh.
made other torts before.
How come you don't pursue that? That's also commendable. That's very creative.
Cooking? Oh, well, I stopped for a
Baking.
while.
You stop. Well, you must continue. Acting and cooking, I would see that goes together.
The only thing I still cook is I make really good buffalo wings. That's about it though.
Buffalo wings.
Yeah.
Hot. Hot
I
or
like-
not?
I like mild.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you could come over my house when I make and prepare it.
I always remember it was senior prom, and me and about like 8 other friends went back to my house, and we're all hungry. And I'm like, "Don't worry, guys, I made buffalo wings." My friends still always ask me to make them. It was
Yes.
a great way to end up a night, just
It
eating buffalo
is.
wings after prom. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And you were also talking about, but you went to that school and you had to do monologues.
Yes.
So did you actually do any, even though you didn't like it?
Well, yeah, eventually. I'd usually pass when they'd ask me to do one. I do improv. The improv, I used to love improv. It used to be a lot of fun. But most recently, I just did monologues. When in BOCES, I had to do a lot of them. I remember there's this one practice when we had to write a monologue
Yeah.
based off a quote. My quote was like, every exit is an entrance somewhere else. And everyone
Yeah.
had to like write a monologue, a different quote. And then, so I wrote one, and then no one else did. And so I was kind of nervous, but I presented it and everyone liked it.
So you wrote it and then you had to do it.
Yeah, it was fast. I had to write it in about like 5 minutes. And they liked it so much that they put it in our variety show.
Well, I think you're very talented.
Well, thank you.
Very few people know it. You have to go out and tell everybody about you. You're acting, you're writing monologues, you're writing scenes. That's wonderful. We have to tell the world about you. Because I'm all the things I've done in my life. I remember when I was quite young, I also attended I think it was an acting class or a monologue, but I remember going on stage, and I had the whole thing prepared, and I went up there, and I started grinning, and my mind went blank. I just couldn't do anything. And the teacher felt very sorry for me, and they said, "Okay, miss, thank you. You could leave." Embarrassing moments.
I always get embarrassed. Like, I always get afraid that I'm gonna get stage fright and do something
Yeah.
like that.
But it never happened, huh?
No, I just like before I go on stage, I just think of a song in my head, cause I love to listen to music, and then I kind of just like clears my mind, and I'm able to do whatever I want.
And the right things comes out.
Yeah.
But that's a true performer. It is a true performer. Did you have to fill in when you were playing with someone and the other person froze, and then did you have to fill in to come over the awkward moment?
Yeah. I had to do that for the last show. Deborah missed a few lines,
Oh,
and so I had to take a line that was skipped and use it, and then I had to take a line that was like 5 lines ahead and try to put them together to make it.
Oh, and it worked.
Yeah. And another time, when I was at Bosie's, we were at the show, and I played this husband, and my wife accidentally tripped, and she fell, and her wig flew off.
Oh my God. So how did you do that?
Well, everyone else started laughing, but I didn't. And so I just went over, and I'm like, honey, your weave fell off. We need to go to the beauty parlor and get a new one.
Oh.
And so we just walked down stage.
Oh, well, that's very good. You have the ability to save the moment, which is also very important. So we are almost coming to an end of the show. Would you believe it? we had a great time talking and bantering. And this could be a very good resume for you.
Yes. Yeah.
And you were talking about going on that show in Manhattan?
Oh, right, the actor studio.
The actors.
Yeah. He, well, I'm not going to be going on the show, but the guy James Lipton gave me his phone number to call. So I called, and he said call next week. So I called that week. Said the same thing.
Okay, so next time, give me your address. I'm going to send you a tape I did with a famous producer in the Hamptons, like me. And a lot of people watched it, and I got a lot of phone calls. My hand is tired from giving out autographs because people watch the show. You just tell them that, and you'll go places, I'm sure. I'm so happy. I'm the first one to really discover you. And in a few years later, you won't even recognize me.
No, I would always.
Well, Colby, thanks you so much. You are a delightful person, a delightful guest. And again, I loved seeing you in that scene that you did.
Oh, thank you.
So from here on in, you just go up and up and up in your career. And I will call you when I get writer's block so you could do a scene for me.
I'll make you buffalo wings at some point.
Oh, yes, you have to do that too. Great, and it's a great opportunity to know you.
Thank you.
And of course, Jeff, your fellow actor, he also loves you and loved working with you.
Yeah, Jeff's really nice. I love Jeff.